Right, welcome to Sage's Retreat, home of all things dad, games, current events, and anything else that we can think of. This is our first podcast where we are going to introduce ourselves. You're going to learn a little bit about who we are and what we're all about. My name is Lee. My co-host is Nathan.
Hello.
Hi. For a start, we're both dads. This is going to feature quite prominently throughout. We both love to play games. We play a lot of games the same. We also play a lot of games that are different. We have our own interests with gaming, and also we have our own interests outside of gaming, which we're definitely going to touch on. So no messing about, straight to the point. Nathan, what's been happening?
Well, as you know, we're in Tier 3 lockdown and the kids are off school.
We are definitely in a lockdown. My lot are making a noise. You're going to hear them. You've already mentioned it. And so apologise for that already. There's quite a few running around. In fact, I'm verging on going above due to Tier 3. Obviously, there's that number 6 that we keep hearing all the time. Number six. I've got 6. So if I accidentally have another child, I don't think it's going to happen, but we will have to leave it outside. You won't hear that one.
Yeah, that's good.
No one's coming around, so we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Boris. You don't need to send the police around. It's fine.
Yeah.
We've got bigger things to be dealing with at the moment.
But that's all about being a dad, isn't it? Having the noise in the house, not having a quiet minute, so it's fine.
It's weird. I grew up an only child with just one parent, so for me, I always wanted a big family, just for when I'm old and knackered, just to look after me. And but mine always is. My house is a constant noise. There's a hum of noise when they're not in. Or when me and my wife, we go out, it's like, literally, it's just imagine like that deathly quiet, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
Because we've had 20 years of noise, and not having noise, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not. It's. I can't explain it.
It
takes me back. Yeah, it takes me back to being a child when my mum had popped out, and I'm like, what should I do? And it's that. It's that. And unfortunately, right now, don't have my Mega Drive, so I can't put that on.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I have another. Yeah, unfortunately, but I do have one, but not the one from when I was little.
Yeah.
Got rid of that one. I can't remember how or what quite happened. But yeah, right. So what have you been up to?
With kids being off, we like to go for walks. So been out walking in woods in rain because it has to rain because it's half term.
Yes,
obviously.
Of course.
And in between that, I've been playing Baldur's Gate, which is early access, just come out, and it's very good and very difficult and very infuriating. So you can only play it an hour at a time, and then you have to rage quit and leave it.
So you're obviously quite into your gaming, big time with this type of game. And when you told me that you nearly rage quit the other day, or you did rage quit, I can't remember what you said. I was actually quite surprised.
Yeah.
Is it actually a game that's defeating you as opposed to you defeating the game?
Yeah, well, like I said, I tried to get a refund on it because it annoyed me that much, but obviously I can't get a refund on it because I'd played too much now. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons, and it is a lot of lore, but I don't mind it because it's not too in your face, but it is very difficult and it does defeat you because some of the battles can take 45 minutes to an hour, and if you die after that and you've wasted an hour of your life, as a dad, you don't have a spare hour all the time to be able to concentrate.
Is that like a battle against like a boss, like a one boss?
No, these are just enemies. This is what's killing me.
So you're walking along and it's like, oh, there's somebody, and like, you get your sword out or whatever you do, and that can take a long time.
Yeah, there's 4 goblins have turned up on a road, and an hour later you're still fighting these goblins, and you've killed 2 of them, but the other one's called in some retreats or a dog for some reason, and then you keep getting killed and you revive, and then you die, and then you revive, and there's lots of different mechanics because it's supposed to be a tabletop game that's where you can do anything.
Yeah.
But into an actual physical game, so there's loads of different things you can do. You can shove them, you can jump up high and chuck some at them, which I'm a mage on it, like I always am in every game. And rather than use fireballs, I like to find barrels and throw them at things, and that seems to do more damage than a fireball or a wooden crate.
Every good game has a barrel that you can explode.
Yeah.
Or throw it like the throwing obviously sounds good, but if there's a barrel and if I can't shoot it or fire an arrow at it and explode it, I'm massively disappointed.
Yeah, for me, that's the sign of a bad game. If the barrels don't explode, Obviously they do in real life all the time. You see barrels and you think they're going to explode. So
Yeah.
it needs to be true to life. That's what I
Like
think.
you see someone you don't like, it's like, why is there not a barrel right next to them? So I can just pop it one and just go for it. Can you be? This is for someone that we both know. Can you be an elf and jump on a roof?
You can actually do that, and that's changed my mind on that person for the way they played a game. So
if you know who you are, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully speak to you in the future. But if you know who you are, let us know, because that was the pinnacle point of that session. That must have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to say, and that was when I was falling asleep. Yes,
you weren't falling asleep. You fell. It's asleep for a long time.
An online D&D session hosted by our good friend Stephen, and it was very good. Other than it was very late, and I was very tired, and it was very slow. Which it had its points. It was fun, but it was very slow. And of course, I being me, I fell asleep and twice, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe more. And I'm not ashamed of it. It's fine. I was tired, and when I'm tired, I switch off. That's just the way it goes. But so Baldur's Gate is D&D, a digital D&D.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah, but I don't. The bad point for me is it's a £50 game, and it's not £50 worth of content at the minute. Because it's I think there's 3 acts planned, and there's only 1 act. There is quite a lot of bugs. Not game breaking, but it's all voice acted, so you talk to any person and it'll go into like a mini cutscene, and they'll speak. A lot of time they'll speak, but they'll just be going, and the head's bobbing, the mouth's not moving, or worst thing, they'll be facing over there, but their head will turn completely behind them, and then it's like goofy glitches. It's not.
I think
that's
a Halloween. That's a Halloween feature. That is. It's like. Like the head swivels. What was it with the head swivels? There was a horror
Exorcist.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It's an Exorcist Halloween little DLC that they've popped in there, and that will go after Halloween. Poof, it'll be gone. Is it getting recent updates?
Yeah, I can't remember how long it's been out. Is it maybe 2 weeks? I think there's been three quite decent updates. So it's in early access. It's not meant to be out for another year, but it is quality. What is there? It's just I couldn't unless you're a diehard fan. I couldn't justify someone else paying £50. That's why I wouldn't recommend it yet. But when it comes out, it's you're going to get hundreds and hundreds of hours out of that. But for now, I'd hold back. I'd sort of 50% regretting the purchase, but 50% not.
But in a year's time, in 2 years' time, when you've played a lot more hours, when you smashed it, you'll go, shit, that was worth the money.
Yeah. When you've bought it and we can co-op it,
I'm not buying
in a year's time. In a year's time, you mind?
If it's £20, like in a year,
yeah,
and I'm not, still in tier 7 lockdown, then my camera's gone off again. But yeah, so it's RPG. Is it classed as an RPG?
Yeah.
And, so what's the other RPG that we played a bit? Is Genshin Impact? Is that an RPG?
Yeah, that's a gacha.
Gacha game. What does it mean by gacha game? What was the definition of that?
I think it's something to do with loot crates. It's not calling it loot crates. It's calling it something else, but it's basically loot crates. It's like a gambling sort of point thing. But
so definition: gacha games are video games that implement the gacha, which is a capsule toy vending machine mechanic. This is sometimes similar to loot boxes. So loot boxes inducing players to spend in-game currency to receive a random virtual item. Now, does this in-game currency, is it something you earn in-game, or is it something you have to buy and then it appears in-game?
Yeah, it's both, but it comes in numbers where you don't need to buy it. But if there's something specific you want, you do need to buy it. I mean, I spent all of my in-game currency, the free one I got, on trying to get this one character. I'll not say which one it is in case people's got it and they can brag about it. But I saw someone else, I think it was PC Gamer, they spent $600 on thing to try and get this character. They got it after $600, and I've not spent any money, but the equivalent worth of what I've spent on it, if you change them back to pounds and pence, I've probably spent at least £300 using the free in-game one.
Oh right,
If you were
okay.
to transfer it all, because I did
Yeah.
everything that you can, like all the achievements and everything to try and get it, and I still didn't get it. So that annoyed me. That stung a little bit.
Mm.
But I do like the game. It is a good game.
There's a podcast I listen to, and they say with this free money that you get, he spent it on something in game. I can't remember exactly what he said. And the characters that he got are what the community considers end game characters. They said people have said to him, "You literally don't need to spend any money."
Yeah, one of the characters I got, I saw there were a big uproar because they were leaving the like the roster, because it's
Yeah,
like a changing roster of which characters you can get. They were leaving that, and too many people had not got him. It was too rare, and I got him first time. So maybe I used all my luck upon that character,
maybe.
which I don't like, and I don't want to use it. I wanted the other one, but that's by the by. But yeah, I do like it. I think end game wise, it would be extremely grindy. I'm not an end game area or anything end game part of the story, but yeah, I like it. I like it. I would
I
recommend for free as well. You can't not.
I like to recommend all free games. I think it's always worth to
Mm.
try a free game in case it comes out and is amazing.
Mm.
My only problem, as you know, with Genshin is the fact that there's a barrier to multiplayer,
Yeah, lots of people have complained about this. Yeah.
and we're talking what over 5 hours worth of playtime probably.
Mm.
If you don't know what you're doing, like me,
Yeah.
I'm not a game researcher. I don't dip into everything you do, and that's one of the reasons I have you as a friend, because when we play games, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you need to go there and do that, and I'm like, this is why I like you, Nathan,
Yeah.
because you know all this stuff.
Yeah.
Me, give me a sword, I'm just gonna smack stuff with it,
Mm.
and I'm happy. And I like to think that maybe you like my stupidity and
Ye-
approach to gaming, and
Yeah.
like I'll just kill it, and you can do something useful with it. I like that. That's
Yeah.
that's the way that's our yin and yang, our balance
Yeah.
of gaming.
I like that extra layer of fun that you bring.
Yes, that's what I'm in for.
Yeah.
I love Genshin Impact. I think it looks amazing. That sort of cel shaded. If anyone's played, what games would we compare it to? I'm going to straight up say Sea of Thieves. I know not everyone's said it, but I think it has that feel. There's something about it which
Yeah.
looks. You look at it and you go, that's art. That's art, and it looks amazing. And does it look like one of the Zelda games? Was it?
Breath of the Wild.
Wild.
I think that's where it gets its main inspiration from, because you've got the climbing mechanic, the flying mechanic, things like that.
Yeah, I think
But it does look like
it
that.
gets compared to it. I've seen comparisons quite a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, try Genshin Impact. Just remember, if you want to play with your friends, you're looking at over 5 hours worth of. I don't want to say grind. I'll just say playing, because you're obviously learning the game. But after that, it's a certain level you get to, 13, 14, wherever it is you said. Probably not even those numbers. And then you can play. And I am gonna carry on playing it so that we can do multiplayer, because ultimately, I'm a multiplayer guy. You're heavily single player. I know that. I love my multiplayer. And if I can't play multiplayer and it's just single, sometimes I just get a bit bored, and I just forget about it. I'm like, that takes effort,
Yeah.
and I forget about it. But I will remind me, and we will play some more
Yep.
of it. Another game I've been playing a lot this week, mainly due, although I play anyway, but mainly due to the Halloween update, is Call of Duty, more specifically Warzone, which is the free online battle royale mode, which is arguably one of the best battle royales on the market right now. Absolutely, if you like Call of Duty, even if you played some of the previous ones, and you've got a Xbox or PlayStation, or if you've got a PC, which of course we know that's the best way to play it. If you've got a PC, well, just download it, play it. It's amazing. The Halloween content has been scaring myself and my wife for the last week or so. So you have these like little crates you open, and if you open them up, what's happening is you're getting a jump scare. Not every time, of course, it wouldn't be a jump. If you got it every time, it wouldn't be scary. It's happening maybe once every like 7 to 10 crates, and it has made me swear very loudly. And like, I'm getting old, not old, older, and I don't think at some point I'm just gonna have like a stroke and just die. It's like, what's up? I'm like, it's like a loot box. It's great. So you have a big map. What we're doing is we're dropping down. So normally so we play a mode called Plunder a lot, which is where you have to collect cash and have the most cash to win. You can kill lots of teams. There's a lot more to it, but it's just fun. There's not a lot of stress. We're Battle Royale, where you have a circle that's constantly getting smaller. That can get stressful and frustrating. But Plunder, you die, you come back. It's fun. It's what you need from a game. Something that you can pick up, smack, have a go for half an hour. You've not lost anything. You've just had some fun. And so the Halloween update, you've got scary scarecrows around the place which follow you. There's been character from Saw, which I can't remember its name now, the clown-looking thing. Leatherface is in it. It's got a house, and but what they've been doing with the Halloween update is there's lots of different areas on the map. So you can drop. Let's say you have a boneyard where there's broken down plains. Drop down there, search the crates, and if you're lucky, you will find one of the crates will have an item, a special loot item. So there's 16 scattered around the map, and once you collect all 16, you get a free blueprint. Now the blueprint is it's a design of gun. In this case, it was a Grau, and you get it to play with, and it's orange with a big smiley face on it, like a pumpkin, which is great. And we've had fun doing that. Me and my wife, we've had a lot of fun doing it. And in turn, I encouraged you to play it and get on with it. And you've had fun, but also a massive level of frustration due to a certain area.
Yeah, that. Thanks for bringing that into my life, because I needed that extra stress of worrying about that. The Superstore can go and jump off a bridge. I cannot stand that area. I don't know how many games do you reckon we played just on
Drops, that? As in sort of dropping on it.
Just specifically for that.
Over 10, I want to say 20. Like as a number, just throwing that out, I'd say 20. And it gets to the point where you don't want to drop anymore. Superstore with Warzone, Superstore is the area that you drop if you want action. It has been for a while. It's the meta place to drop. Oh, let me just play. I just want to shoot some people. Where do I go? Do I go to the dam? No, because there might not be anyone there. You might go on your own, which is great if you want to collect stuff. But if you want to get some kills in, you're looking at dropping at Superstore. It is busy. It's very central in the map. The plane often flies over it for you to drop. Drop down, have a fight. That's great. And unfortunately, though, everyone needs the blueprint, not the blueprint, the loot item, from the Superstore. There's only a handful of crates. If anything, I'd say there's been less. I swear.
Yeah, I think about 3. I've seen 2, 3 at the absolute most, and most of them were empty.
Yeah, I've seen maybe 4 or 5, but that's with having a look around and not getting killed. I think you can run in and find them. Luckily though, yesterday you dropped, and it was the second crate. First drop, second crate, and you were very. I hadn't got it recorded, but you were actually quite excited. You were like, I've got it!
I were.
And I was like, let's get out of here! Let's go. So
that's because that was literally going to be. I would give it. I was ready to go up for that.
I would have hosted you.
All the rigmarole we went through.
I would have been like,
I know that's the only reason I carried on, but I'm glad that I did, because I'm forgetting all 16, that pumpkin patch or whatever it's called, the Grau.
Pumpkin plunder. I can't remember what it's called now.
The orange gun. That is really good. I've right enjoyed using that. So
let me find out what it's called. Pumpkin Punisher. It was the Pumpkin Punisher.
That's it. I'm glad I persevered for that, because I've enjoyed using that, and it's been a while since I enjoyed a gun that much.
I like it just because it's orange.
In Warzone. Yeah, that's always nice, and it's got a pumpkin on side, so that's also
so
good.
on the Facebook Call of Duty groups that I'm in, which some of them I mute, because I have to be honest, the Call of Duty community is a little bit toxic. But a lot of people are saying it's fun, but then there's a massive majority that go, oh, it's rubbish, why do I bother? I'm like, because it's a completionist thing. I've collected 10 of these, and I'm like, I could probably get the other 6, so I'm going to do it. And it gives you a gun which is very similar to what they consider a meta build for a decent gun. The only thing I did with it was I swapped something out for a monolithic suppressor, which makes it quiet so you're not detectable, and it gives you extra range and a little bit more damage on range. So that's all I did, and it turned it into a gun which I would gladly use a lot. So stop whinging about it. It was free. It was something to do.
Yeah.
You whinging. I was going to say whinging little girls, but I try not to say that anymore because it's not very nice. Because you're grown men who should be just saying thank you for this, thank you for this update and something fun to do. Other than the idiots that drop at Superstore constantly trying to kill people, that, and that was the point of mentioning the Superstore, was that people are dropping more so to kill people because they know more people are dropping to get that loot item. So thanks for the fun, but also you can't see that in the podcast, but I'll just put that up there for them. I get it, but you've ruined it for a lot of people, because there are a lot of people that are going to give in and not get that last one. And I hope that whoever does it, Infinity Ward, turn around and say, you know what, we've noticed that there's thousands of people that haven't got the Superstore, so why don't we just give it to you, because we know that people have been purposely trying to ruin it. I hope they do that, because it'll put a big middle finger up to all those people that were trying to ruin it for people. And I hate them. I hate them. We in 2 separate games, we found the same person that had dropped, and I know him because he had a red Origin 12 shotgun, and he had some stupid skin which I don't like. And I remember because I said to you it's the same guy, and you were like, what? And I'm like, 100% the same guy. So, and I hate you. You're horrible. You're probably 12 as well, maybe 15. But your voice is definitely not broken. That's definitely what I'll say. Yeah. So we're Call of Duty with a wife and yourself. Genshin were the 2 games I wanted to mention. Going off on things we have been doing this week, I've been doing some 3D printing. 3D printing, that sounds like magic. It is magic, 100% magic. Get a big spool of, it looks like a thick cotton, which is this plastic. You melt it and it makes little things. And this is gaming related. It's there's a game called Among Us. Free on mobile, and it's only about £4 on Steam. You might be able to get it in other places. I think you can get it on console, but I haven't looked. I don't play a lot on console.
It was on the Microsoft Store for free yesterday.
Was it?
And but then they took it off. I tried to download it, and the store broke. And then when I went back on, it had disappeared.
Oh, was that a mistake, do we think?
Which was, I think it might have been a mistake, or maybe it were for a limited time or something. But it were free, and we did try and get it for kids, but no, we'll just play it on mobile. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's actually fine on mobile, especially. I mean, nowadays mobiles are the size of laptops, aren't they? So I mean, it's perfectly fine. I bought it for my son on Steam. He plays it with his friends on computer, but somebody's only like £4, so it doesn't really matter. But the little characters that you get, I don't know if they've got a name. The little Among Us characters, they're very simple. They look like beans, don't they, in little suits. My daughter requested if I could print some, and I've got lots of different colour plastic to print. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera. I don't, obviously, if you're listening to this, you won't be able to see it, but printed these little guys. So I've got a blue one, a green, and a red. I'll just show you the blue one. But in the game, if one of these is killed, it often gets cut in half, and and this has a little like bone, and there's like flesh here. We've not. I didn't print these off all separate. I could have done like that red or something. I just decided to leave it just because I think it looks. There's a nice aesthetic with it being white, and it looks like a McDonald's toy that you'd sort of very basic looking. But these are great. She's going to take them to school, and she's going to make all her friends jealous. We did joke around saying we could sell them to her friends, but like I said before, the print time is sufficiently long, so that's not going to happen. I'm not going to. Oh, I've just like dropped it all over the desk. It's now dead again. But they're very, very fun little characters to print, and a very fun little game that I'd recommend anyone to try, because it's free. Remember, it's free. Try it, definitely. Have you been playing any other games or doing anything else?
I quickly downloaded Ghost Runner, which came out on the 27th. The parkour ninja cyberpunk style game, and it's too early in the day yet, but I'm enjoying what I play. I do like punishing games, and difficulty, and that seems to have got there. And I've only done like 40 minutes, so it might be a game for me. But I'll have to see.
You showed me the video last night. So if anyone's ever played a game or know of a game called Mirror's Edge, which is a parkour, I love Mirror's Edge. I think it's up there for one of those original best game type that's ever made for me. Played the first one quite a lot. Beautiful, aesthetically so pleasing. So you'd run around, you'd sneak about, you'd kill people, you'd pick up the odd pistol or maybe an assault rifle and kill them with that, and then you'd carry on. But when you pick up a gun, you'd only have like 3 bullets in it or something stupid. It was very limited. So Ghost Runner kind of looks like that in its style of gameplay, but the actual way it looks, it's like someone's took vaporware, synthwave music, and they've took Blade Runner and Mirror's Edge and they've smashed them together. And they've got this amazing. It does look absolutely amazing. I mean, what is it? 20 quid.
Yep, I managed to get it for $9.99 because I were clever and I saved the voucher that you got from Epic for downloading the free Rocket League. So I don't know if that's still that might still be a thing that you can
look. Yeah,
you can do.
I tend to ignore stuff like that, but I might have a little look and see if I've got it around anywhere.
But for $9.99 for a brand new game that's just come out. You can't go wrong, really.
No,
so
you can't. And it does look amazing. It's got a good music to it, hasn't it? I heard the music.
Yeah.
That was a.
Yeah, it feels a bit like Prince of Persia. If you ever played any Prince of Persia games, the 3D versions where you can wall run. Yeah, I can't remember the names, but I played all of them, but I can't remember.
Sands of Time, was that an older one?
I think that might have been the first in the 3D. And then there was some at the beginning with W. The name disappears out of my brain, but that's like sort of wall running, jump from another wall, keep doing.
Yes.
It's a lot of that. It's a lot of dashing forward and clearing a room to move to the next room. So it is good if you like I said, Mirror's Edge or even Portal. Like, cause there's that puzzle solving aspect before you move on to the next area.
Puzzle aspect as well. I didn't realise.
Yeah, but the puzzle aspect is the how to move around the room, which sort of route to kill everyone, because it's a one shot. If you get shot, you're dead. If you hit them, they're dead. So you have to. Another comparison. Not that I've ever played it. Super Hot. It's supposed to be a little bit like Super Hot.
Slow motion and the light. It's got those.
Yeah, we sort of stop time when you don't move or something.
I think I've got that and played it in VR.
Yeah, it's a big VR game.
That's very good looking game.
Yeah, it's supposed to have gameplay similarities to that, but I can't comment on that because I ain't played Super Hot. But from what I can tell, it's finding your route basically and taking them out to move on to the next. So it's that puzzle solving aspect by killing. So and there is jumps and stuff to do and flips and sliding but yeah, I'm enjoying it. But we'll have to see next week if I'm still enjoying it.
I'm sure you will be.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those games that you can pick up for an hour, have a quick bash, and then just put it down. Maybe it strikes me as a game I couldn't sit and play for a long time.
Yeah, I died 54 times on one
54?
level. So, yeah, it tells you at the end, and I were a bit disappointed in myself because if you would have asked me, I would have said 11, not 54.
You died that many times.
That's
you just kept forgetting and just kept getting on with it. Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Because it's instant like respawn, so you'll die and then you appear back at checkpoint. So there's no waiting, so it takes some of the frustration away.
That's good though.
It's nothing like a long loading time.
That's good. So are we jumping onto our next section?
Yep, I thought it might be good to get to know us and get to know what sort of games we like by having a little chart, sort of a little discussion. And I've come up with 3 types, shall I say, of
categories, maybe categories.
Yeah, categories of gaming, and I want you to pick 2 for each one, and I'll pick 2, and then we'll discuss. So I'm going to go with replayability as the first category. So I'd like to know if you was locked in a room and you could only have 2 games to play for the rest of your life, and you're not going to die of starvation or anything. You don't need to sleep, but you can just play these games. Which would you, or which one have you found yourself coming back to year after year, or thing that you could just happily carry on playing and not either get bored of or or even if you don't feel as though you've seen everything, which one's for you if you could pick two?
So, a game which I haven't completed. So this does the idea of replayability doesn't it doesn't ring true with me saying that. But a game that I haven't completed, but I've started and played for hours, several times, probably six or seven times, is Skyrim.
Yeah.
I've started it and I've played and I've just dropped off because I'm doing something else. This has happened a lot of times with Skyrim. But this to me also says its level of replayability.
Yeah.
You can, because you start as a different character. The fact that you can mod it. See, sometimes once I've put it on, well, several times I've started it. I need to mod it, so I've added more trees.
Yeah.
I've more flowers. I've just done little things just to so it's different, only slightly different. One of the best play times I had with Skyrim is when I started, and you always have to complete that first bit, don't you? That where you're going to get like killed and then the dragon comes and etc.
Yeah.
And I've just gone, right, I need to go over there, and I've just gone, nope. And I've just turned to my left and I've gone, I'm going that way. And I just walked off. And I never got around to starting the main quest. I played as an orc. I think it was can you play as an orc? Is it an orc? What do they call it? Yeah, and I just trod off and did my own thing. And I played for hours. And I think that was probably my most enjoyable not run through, so I didn't complete it, but my enjoyable little 10-hour run of Skyrim. And I think if I had to play again, I'd probably do the same thing, but might go the other direction. And it's like you play a totally different game. Although obviously the voice acting is the same, repeated throughout, but you have a different adventure. And my first pick, I would go with Skyrim. And also you got the different areas, so you can spend a lot of time. Is it Wind? What was it? What's the magic place? Windrun? No.
Whiterun. Oh no, that's the town.
Winterfell, but that was Game of Thrones.
No, it's
and there's a big wizards mages type area, and I've spent a lot of time there. But also you can go to the places where it's just like forest, and it's totally different environment. That's definitely my first pick. For my second, I'm going to pick Terraria. If I look on my Steam account now, although my son has played a lot on my Steam account, there's over 1,000 hours on Terraria.
Yeah.
And that is disgusting in terms of the amount of time that I've played a simple looking game such as Terraria. It's a 2D game. If you listen to this and you don't know what Terraria is, go and have a look. It's literally one of the most purchased games on Steam. One of the most played as well. You're a little guy, or you can be a weather guy, you can be a lady or a man, and you start off nothing, bare bones. You've got like a little sword, and you can do what you want. You can pursue endgame. Like I say, it's 2D. You walk left and right, chop down trees, build a base, find enemies. They get worse and worse. I could just play it forever. If you know what Minecraft is, most people know what Minecraft is. Think of it as a 2D Minecraft that has a lot more in it. It's absolutely amazing. Me and my son have played it a lot. I've played it with you as well. And if someone said, "Did you want to start a new Terraria world, mate?" I'd just say yes. Let's just do it. You could be a wizard in it. You could go full on damage. There's even a yo-yo. So I know that people have done what they would call like a yo-yo run, where they've just had yo-yos for weapons, and that is very doable. You start off with a crap yo-yo, but your enemies are obviously a lot weaker. These yo-yos can end up being like there's counterweights, bags for them. You basically upgrade your yo-yo game to the point where you're dangerous. And how dangerous can a yo-yo be? Like, you can only swing it around. Obviously, hit someone with a yo-yo is going to hurt, but there's the yo-yo game in Terraria is unbelievable. You can fire 2 off at once. It's bouncing around. It gets really long. It's like and the yo-yos are like they're out there. They are very good. That's my 2, I think.
Both I feel valid choices. I also picked Skyrim. I did a long amount of time on that with the Xbox than the PC. But I still feel as though there's not everything that I ain't seen. So I would like to do. I could happily carry on playing that. And my other one is Final Fantasy VII, which, as a kid, when I played that, I were wowed, and I think I've done everything in it, but I don't mind doing it again and again and again. So
it's the original.
they're my two
Sorry,
picks.
the original one that came out, wasn't it? There's been a remake.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole new kettle of fish. That's that's a topic for another day. That one we are different and big and weird, but I do like it. I will say that. But I prefer the original.
I have played the original, and I believe what I can remember right now is the music.
Yeah, the score is beautifully good.
And I'm not going to put it on now to listen to, but I'm pretty sure that there was some music that I could just listen to. It would just be amazing, background music, just sort of subtle notes. Just that's my memory of Seven, definitely of Seven. But yeah, I feel like it's a game I need to play. But I need to finish it. I need to play it. Do you know when it came out? Guess.
1997.
It was, you sad individual. I knew you'd know that. I don't know. I knew that you'd know the answer to that.
Me at 11 years old, playing that. Yeah, 11-year old.
I wasn't much older. What would I have been, 17?
32? Yeah.
Thank you. Not 32. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
That's how old I am now. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. It's alright.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on then, I would have go with, for the next category, the most nostalgic. Which game can you hear the music, can you play it and you think, I'm 8 year old again? Or it doesn't matter how bad the graphics are now, you still think it looks beautiful because you've got them good memories. What two games would you say the most nostalgic for you?
Straight off, that if someone mentions it, or if I see a screenshot or a video, for me it has to be Sonic 2.
I knew you were going to say that.
I've mentioned it a billion times.
Yeah, I know you too well.
Yeah, Sonic 2 is my number one game, for the nostalgia category. I mean, Sonic 1 was a good game. I'm not going to detract from what Sonic 1 was, but for me, Sonic was Terminator, the first one, and Sonic 2 is Terminator 2.
100% agree.
Yeah, Terminator is a great film. Terminator 2 was wow, they smashed it. They took
infinitely better
what was great, and they made it into something that was legendary. One of the greatest sci-fi films, easily top 10. Terminator 2 is up there, and that's the same when it comes to Sonic 2. Sonic 2, for me, the biggest step for Sonic 2 was the ability to press down and to charge up your spin and then just to go. Whereas in Sonic 1, you'd have to get a walking speed up, then press down, and then it'd do the spin bit. It'd roll pathetically slowly, and then you weren't sure whether you were going to stand up or not. But with Sonic 2, you could just press. If an enemy was coming at you, you press down, you spin, and you let go, and you went fast, and it felt fast. It introduced sort of speed and what's going off. At some points, it would take you halfway through the level. You'd just be spinning round, and it would just be and then it would instantly stop. And if you were lucky, there wasn't an enemy in front of you, ready to jump on you. Sonic 2 was a game that I could just gladly watch and see what Sonic would do if you left him alone. He would tap his foot, or he'd wave his finger, or he'd just look at you what's going off, or he would sit down on the edge, with his. I think he did it with his shoulder or his hip or something. You can I could play the first level over and over again. I think I probably memorised it when I was little, and Sonic 2 is definitely my number one. Completed it several times. Never completed it fully, getting all the gems and stuff like that. Never did that. But I'm not a completionist. If I just go through the game and finish, I'm that's fine. It was also the time of level selects, so you could do the. I can't remember what it was. I feel like I should know what it was for Sonic 2. I've probably put it in hundreds of times. There was
Up C down C, left C, right C.
Is
A
that
and
the one it
start.
was?
I think
Because
I think
there was
it
one
might
for
be.
Sonic 1 and then there was one for Sonic 2, and they were both different. But you would enter a code and give you a level select. So if you just wanted to play that later level, which you didn't see very much of, you could do, and you could just have fun with it. Also, Sonic 2 introduced multiplayer. So being an only child, that was useless for me. But it wasn't, because obviously when you were little, you used to have your friends around more often. And friends used to come around and play Sonic 2 multiplayer. I don't think I ever finished it multiplayer. And it was also a bit janky. It would kind of jitter around. He couldn't quite cope with it. And the Mega Drive also had the processing power of a slightly large mug. But it was still fun. The music was great. The colours, the speed. Sonic 2, the age. It was the Mega Drive. It was what introduced me to fun games. Ultimately, I think it was probably one of the best Mega Drive games ever made. The second game for nostalgia for me would be Mortal Kombat 1 on the Mega Drive as well. Looking back at it now, trying to play it now, it's like, it's a bit crap actually. It's not very playable. But it wasn't just playing it all those years ago. It was the fact that it had blood on it. So I had a Mega Drive and some of my friends had a Super Nintendo. Now on the Mega Drive we could enter a code. Did you enter a code for the blood, or did it have the blood on already? I think you entered a code for the blood, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it was SNES that had it already on, but they took it out for the Mega Drive or something. Something like. Yeah, it was something like that. That one of them was an option and the other was a cheat. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I don't think
exactly
it was ever available on Nintendo. I'm sure. Might have to look into that. So it's something for another time. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, just jumping around, and if I played as Liu Kang, there was only one of my friends that could beat me, and it was my friend Stuart, and he would be a character called Sonya Blade, and he could beat me with Sonya. So it would like, he would beat me, I would beat him, he would beat me, I would beat him. Sort of thing. It was whoever got that last move in sometimes. But no one could beat him if he was like Sonya. But if I was Liu Kang, no one could beat me. And it was like me and him, we were like the best players with our friends. We was also very good with some other characters, Sub-Zero, Scorp.
My favourite.
Is a fan favourite, isn't he? Scorpion. I was very good with Scorpion. I think in one of the not the one that's Mortal Kombat 10. So currently it's 11, but 10 that came out. If I was Scorpion, I could beat like most people. Other than my son, who was very good with a few characters. We would to and fro with who would win. But I found that I was good with Scorpion to the point where it felt like it was cheating sometimes. It would have a handful of moves where I would just be able to like just beat him, and it would frustrate him, and I'd be like, we'd have to be like, okay, we won't use those moves, which kind of defeats the object. But because they're so effective, it felt like cheat moves. So yeah, Mortal Kombat, and I still hold Mortal Kombat very high. There's only been one or two that have been a bit like duds. I still play it now. Someone says, you want to game Mortal Kombat? I say, yeah, just give me that control pad. Give me 5 minutes just to get the feel. You have to get back into it for a couple of rounds, and I'm good. I'm good to go. In fact, one thing that we did with Mortal Kombat 10 is I would only use the moves from the original Mortal Kombat. So I would only use Sub-Zero's teleport and like hook. I would just use those, and I would still beat people, which was hilarious. I wouldn't use this because he's got some other moves which are quite good and interesting. But yeah, I would only use his "Get over here!" and that came across like a really bad American accent. And his and his little teleport punch where he would like jump backwards, and he would appear behind him and like punch him in the head. So annoying. I would only use those in the new edition, and I found that quite fun. It felt like I was playing the old game, but updated in an engine that was a lot more playable. Yourself?
For me, it's two games that played a massive part in my childhood, and I think they helped me develop what I like now. And they were both for the PlayStation 1, and it was Blood Omen Legacy of Kain and Alundra.
How do you spell
Alundra? Both of them.
No idea what that game is.
Alundra, I think it is. I'm going to write it down, but I can't read my own handwriting.
Got you. Go for it. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's both of them are RPGs, both with different art styles, but I love both their art styles, and the puzzle elements are punishingly hard. I can remember one of the puzzles in Alundra. I used to get textbooks, like school textbooks for games that were difficult, like Silent Hill. I had one specifically for that, where I'd write all the answers down, I'd work out puzzles, and one of the puzzles was in a graveyard, and they had colours, and I could not work it out for the life of me. I tried snooker balls, whether it's which ones you have to pot, because they were like Mr. Pink or something on thing, and that didn't work. And then it turned out, years later, when I finally worked it out, it turned out it was something as simple as starting on the outside and working your way in to select these graves. It was something so simple, but I were overthinking it because the game, up until that point, had made you set you up to be like, it's going to be so difficult, this puzzle, and which they were, and that one it was too simple, and it threw me, and it's always stuck with me, that, and it's a game that I could happily come back to, and I just enjoy. And same with Blood Omen. I like the aesthetic of vampires and the gothicness, and it was voice acted as well, which made it even better. And I actually replayed it a couple of years ago. I downloaded it and emulated it, and I loved it. And they always make me feel like a kid again, like playing them in 6-week holidays at school, not going out to play with my mates calling me because I'm like, I need to solve this puzzle, I need to play this. But for me, they were my two most nostalgic games. If I think back to my childhood, they're games. I nearly picked Alex the Kid, if you can remember, or Alex Kidd.
Yeah, I had a Master System, and that came with Alex Kidd in Miracle World.
Yeah, built into the console. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that always makes me thinking about being a kid. Is that game with his big head and his big ears and his fist that appears in front of him, and you have to get them rings and these bats, and you can drive a motorbike way too fast and crash it. Then you can drive a helicopter way too fast and crash it, and it was just ridiculous. And the rock paper scissors thing, it always makes me think.
That. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, the bosses were at the end of each level or whatever were either like a fist or like the scissors or the paper, like a hand, and then you had to play rock paper scissors with them. And I loved that as a kid. It were rubbish looking back. I mean, I've not played it since because I don't want to tarnish the memory, but I could probably finish it pretty.
That memory's crap for me. I don't think it can get any worse, to be honest with you. If anything, it'll get better. I mean, I'll look a bit like, it was actually crap and good, and yeah.
That one does remind me of being a kid, but the other two feel as though that one has lasting effects, but the other two they've got my taste for later games, the punishing aspects and the completionist, collecting everything, checking everything out. I think there. But for the next category, I want to know, which game have you just got pure love for? Which one do you just love? It can be rubbish, it can be anything. It's just even with its faults or its gameplay aspects, you just love it. You just like it. It's your jam.
I've got two. I'm gonna pick. Like, these aren't like my favorite games or anything. I think you can easily split these categories up, probably even more. Pure love doesn't mean your favorite game, but I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna go and say Elite Dangerous.
Well, I've also picked. Yep. Yep. And I know why you'll have picked this, but carry on.
I love this game, but I also hate this game.
Yep.
And I have to be honest with that. It gives you that the pause and think about trying to what to say about this game, because it's so kind of huge. It gives you the ability to fly a spacecraft, shoot things, land in massive space station. First, playing that game for the first few hours was horrible, trying to learn it, but once you got over that very steep curve, it was like smooth running, and it was amazing. I play with I've got a joystick and a HOTAS, so I'm like probably getting into it. You know how you do. But also, I've played it in VR, which is stunning. absolutely stunning and rated as one of the best VR experiences. And I wish that you could experience it. I mean, hopefully we'll do one day, but to be able to just sit and look around and just be like, whoa, to be able to look, out your window, to look at your legs, like I've got legs.
Yeah.
Also, if you move your throttle forward or backwards, it would move the throttle in the cockpit forwards and backwards. So the VR experience to one side, it would be the game. It's too much to talk about. It's too much to talk about.
Yeah.
But other than
I think Elite Dangerous is a full episode for us.
Yeah.
We could literally discuss it for hours because we've played it for hours.
Going on to why I hate it, very is because there's so many things that they need to do to it to make it more accessible, more playable. Like I want to be able to play better with friends with it, because you can't play. I can't, like, if I have someone in my ship, that their interaction is very minimal. I want someone to be able to be in my ship and to share the experience 50-50 with them. I want to share money with them 50-50 with them. If we do something, then I go to sell things, or if I go blow something up, I want that XP, that money, those credits, whatever. I want them to split equally, but they're not. It's their multiplayer side of it is what it is good, but also what it is lacking massively. Just a small bit of news on Elite. Although, by the way, check your phone. We are. They've including now Horizons, which was one of their big DLC. They're including it with the base package, which they should have done for a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Horizons had so much more to the game that maybe a year after bringing it out, they should have just gone, right, you can have it now. They're only just doing it now, which I find a bit disappointing. I mean, how many people are actually buying the Horizons? Did it just get to the point where no one's buying it anymore, so we'll give it away for free? I think they should have. I think they should have done it. Elite's been out that long now. Being able to land on a planet and have engineers is a huge part of the game, and so that's good news. Good news for those who haven't got it anyway. It might drag them back in to then, of course, buy the Odyssey update, which we'll talk about another time. But walking about, that's already in a lot of other games. You took your time, Elite. You took your time, Elite. You need to sort your shit out. 100%. My other game I'll quickly touch on is Minecraft. Just because you play through it different ways. It is a utterly immersive, magical game, and I haven't played a lot of it recently. But I dread to think how many hours I've got on that game, and I still haven't done the end game content, which is of course defeating the dragon, the Ender Dragon. I still haven't done that. I will hopefully do it at some point. But yeah, if you've not played Minecraft, and especially the Java edition on PC, if you can do that, do it. It will change your life, or you'll hate it. I was actually terrified when I first started playing that game, because I didn't know what to do. Started it, I built myself. I was scared at night. I managed to figure out how to dig, so I built this like mud box, and just stayed in it with like a hole. And there was all sorts of monsters, spiders, creepers. They still scare me now. But ultimately I find that game magical. And if you can mod it to the point of it being just beautiful, absolutely. I mean, go on about the RTX ray tracing and the new graphics cards, but the shaders that you can put on that game changed it to it just looked amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah. So yeah, Elite for me, and Minecraft, just two of the ones that I could probably list many more, but just those two.
Well, also, solid choices. I'm impressed by them because I chose Minecraft, but I've got a long time on Minecraft, and I don't like how people call it a kids game when it's not. It's just it's kids can pick it up and play, and that's the goodness of it. But when you're building like replicas of Middle Earth or something like that.
I didn't even touch.
Kids couldn't
I
maybe
wasn't
do
even
that, but
thinking about the
yeah,
creative side of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's monumental how much creativity you've got command over in that game, and then you've got all the survival aspects, the mining for different upgrading tools. I love everything about that game. That's easy in my top 10 of games. I mean, it's not what I've chose for pure love of mine. I chose Elite Dangerous and another one, but Elite Dangerous is it'll always hold a special place in my heart, that game. But it does have a lot of its faults, like the what everyone likes to say, it's as wide as an ocean and as deep as a puddle. Because they do lots of things, but they don't.
There's billions of stars, and it's like, yeah, but there's only like 7 of them. They all kind of look.
Yeah.
Once you've had like an hour's worth of deep space exploring, for me, I feel like it's not going to get any different. Sorry, don't get your hope. That's my thoughts on that. I mean, we obviously travelled to Sagittarius A, which is one of those things. I know Beagle Point is the furthest, but it's not something which everyone has to do. For me, can't even say it, the Sagittarius A trip is the one for me that everyone has to do.
Yeah, I don't think you can call yourself an explorer or an Elite Dangerous player unless you've been to the centre of the galaxy.
If you've had 200 hours on that game, then and you haven't been there or thought about going, you're doing something wrong. I think you need to get your ass to do it, and then from there, Colonia, and from Colonia, either kill yourself or or just fly back, because it's only so far. Also, touching on Elite Dangerous, I did print off some Elite Dangerous 3D models as well, but they're not. I showed you them, didn't I? So if you're interested in 3D printing, you can just about print anything, but we'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
So you've got Elite. Did you say you had a game yet? No, you didn't, did you?
Yeah. This is probably no surprise. Dark Souls.
God, yeah.
I absolutely love the Dark Souls games. I'm a glutton for punishment when it comes to that. I like the learning movesets and finally overcoming bosses. I mean, I'm going to choose number 3, which might piss some people off because they might like number 1. But I like all the Soulsborne games, really like Sekiro.
I played a bit of that Sekiro.
Yeah, I like. It's not my favourite. I'm a purist for Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. I know 2's not looked on very favourably, but they changed too much, and the bosses weren't as good as the others. There were more. I think there's 40-something bosses. Yeah, but some of them are as ridiculous as a big fat slug or a congregation of people like in a church. That's not a boss, but apparently it's to them. But I liked it. Number 3, I'll always love that game. Recently played it again. I like it ticks every box for me. The completionist side, I like completing stuff. I like replaying stuff. It's like, to collect everything in game, you need to complete it 3 times, which I don't mind doing. I like the boss fights.
Is that a...
Yeah, because some of the items to collect, like I got I don't know what you'd call it, platinum, but on Steam for it. So I got 100% achievement completion on that game, which I was quite proud of, because it took, I think it took a good 400 hours to do. So I spent a lot of time in that. I don't particularly like the PvP side. I prefer the PvE and the co-op, and I like to help people rather than kill them. But that will always be one of my games. I mean, another game I could have picked would have been Sea of Thieves. I know it had a rocky start, and we've been playing for a long time.
Yeah,
it's not so much the gameplay. The gameplay is solid and good. I like everything about it. It's the memories and the ridiculousness of the situations that come from that. Like, I mean, in no other game would it be acceptable and funny for someone to take on a pirate persona, but you do love to do that. Like when we see another ship and you're mateys, like,
so yeah, we're chatting normal, aren't we? Like we are now, just playing, and then we'll see another ship and I'll be like, oh, they're getting close, and then if they seem friendly, or if you're not sure, I'll immediately get on the because you have that like what do they call it? Like it's
Like a megaphone sort
like
of
a
thing.
megaphone, yeah. So I'll get that and I go, "Arr, me hearties, are you friendly or not?" And it
Yeah.
has to be done. I have to do it. There's no.
Yeah.
I'm a pirate. That's how pirate. Well, that's how I see that in the movies
Yeah.
and the cartoons. That's how pirates talk, and they love it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that occasion when we came across? Now we don't. We have a few people that we've played with, but do you remember that time we come across that woman?
Yeah.
Well, I think she was playing with some other people,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember her name. In fact, no, I do sort of remember her name, but I won't mention it. She was on a ship and she laughed for probably half an hour straight because of the pirate, and she
Yeah.
was loving it. And then I think I broke character later on and just talking normal. But we played and we went and attacked a fortress. We attacked other players. That was probably the most fun I've had on that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meeting a stranger, a total stranger, pretended to be a pirate, kill people. Fantastic, brilliant. And she was just the fact that she was just laughing constantly made it so much. It was so much
Yeah.
fun. And I don't know if we'll ever repeat that,
Yeah.
and that's fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine because I don't want that memory to be like, oh, that was one of the good times. That was the
Yeah.
pinnacle. It was so much fun. Yeah, so be at Sea of Thieves, beautiful environment, be a pirate, have a ship, get attacked by was it the Megalodon, the sharks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Never find the elusive white ghost Megalodon.
No, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. And anyone that puts it up as the photoshopped it, and you need better proof. I'm not listening to you. Full nonsense. What do they call that massive thing with tentacles? Kraken. I knew the word.
Yeah.
It was like right there.
Yeah.
Octopus thing. The Kraken getting attacked by that. Getting the tattoos on you.
Yeah.
I don't do tattoos in real life, so I can cover myself in tattoos in the game and not have to be. They're not actually there. It's good.
Yeah.
We both became Pirate Legend, which that's like Endgame in a way.
Yeah.
Once you're a Pirate Legend, then you do what you want. Then there's other stuff to do, but Pirate Legend is that like it's like just like I know you're trying to think what is it. If you're not sure what it is, it's just like a high rank,
Yeah.
a very high rank of player. And if you're a Pirate Legend and you see someone that's a Pirate Legend, you instantly have to respect that because you know that they've played a lot and they've done a lot. And they might kill you. It's as simple as that. They are capable of killing you, and you've killed plenty of players. Of players. You like to sell everything, and I like to not pick up stuff that sinks us.
Yeah.
Or...
I like to maximise what profit we can make, and if that means bringing a ship a chest that cries constantly, that annoys you to no end, I'll bring that on the ship, and I'll keep bailing the water.
Can you remember that time that you collected all those barrels, and I was like, look, we're not selling these barrels, and I got us to line them all up on the island, and then shot one of them, and I was like, we need to experiment with these barrels, and you're like, look, I can sell these barrels.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I still wake up in cold sweats thinking about all that money that you blew up. I mean, each barrel's only worth like 110 gold, so we probably only lost 2,000 at most. But still, that's 2,000 I didn't get that day, and I'll never forgive you for it.
But I've got the video, I think, on YouTube of all those blowing up, and that's what I'm into, blowing shit up. That's good. That's good. Waiting for players to on the island, like lying down and waiting for them to.
Yeah, when we did on the outpost. Yeah.
We have jacked up some players, and they've just been like, "What is going off?" So much fun sinking the ships. I've had a lot of fun on Sea of Thieves, but also it's a very relaxing game. Like you can get in your ship and just. That's just my effective. That's my Sea of Thieves impression. That's just on the ocean, just bobbing, just going along, and it's like. If you're tired, that can send you over the edge and make you fall asleep. It can. The amount of times that it's been late and we've been like, I think we best come off. Because we're having to travel to this island and it's like, I'm tired. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. After a few hours, I often play quite late sometimes, but yeah, Sea of Thieves. That's a a very good. You didn't have it as a choice. But we've just ranted on about it the most.
Yeah, no, it's just
a joint.
Just needed to talk about.
I think a mutual agreement on that as being an amazing game, and people moaned about it when it initially came out, didn't they?
Yeah,
a lot. But where it is now compared to where it was originally, it's the Microsoft. It's a Microsoft owned game.
Yeah, it has gone onto Steam
or something.
Yeah,
the effort they've put into it. Total respect.
Yeah, you'll never ever see water in a game as beautiful as that. No. That is, every wave is screenshot worthy. The water effects are spot on.
I think my screenshot folder for Sea of Thieves, I think I just ended up deleting it because I was just like, I don't know what to keep. I'll just commit and just go. I think I might have kept one or two, but I think I just deleted most of them. Because it was just me going, ooh, screenshot.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks beautiful. Or when the sun goes, the sun sets and the rises. It's like real. It's like it has that same effect of like seeing it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves, Russell, play it.
Yeah.
Good game, but you need to play with somebody. Don't play on your own.
Yeah. It's not really a single player game, is it?
It's intimidating to play on your own. It's very scary. You need a bit of backup with it. Although also they introduced very recently to it, being able to revive your shipmate if they got downed, which that's only after a couple of years they've brought that in.
It's a game changer.
It is. Yeah, because normally if you died, it was that was it, and you respawn. But now if you die, you can quickly get them up and you're straight back in, aren't you? So, but yeah, solid. I understand your love for Dark Souls. But I've got no love for Dark Souls at all, and I'm not bothered to say that because it's just a game that you like playing, and that's you have to respect that. I'm not like some people. I don't moan about games that other people play. I think if you like to play it, you like to play it, unless it's some of that weird Japanese stuff with like half-naked cartoon ladies, and that's just wrong.
Yeah, that is just wrong.
It's just like maybe if you have one in your library, it's fine. You you have a lot. Maybe you can send a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, well, I'll leave that one there. I can get a bit sore. But yeah, that's good. Great, absolutely great. Great topic to talk about there. Of course, another time we're going to talk about consoles that we've owned and all the games that we like for those consoles. And I think that episode will go on for probably longer. No, not this one. This was only supposed to be like half an hour or so, but it's definitely dragged it out. But it's been a fun hour.
Yeah.
That was the point where you have to say something.
I know. I was just thinking about how fun it's been. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, and
I mean, we talk all the time, but to be able to structure it out and to just sort of talk about it, it's been a bit different. I feel like I've learned a little bit about the games that you like, and hopefully you've learned a little bit about my choices as well. It's all right saying I love Sonic 2. Any grown man can say that, but to have a few reasons behind it, I think, and be able to talk about them with a bit of passion, it's different. It's definitely different. We'll keep that in. That'll be our half blooper for the episode. Why not? It's been great. So hopefully next week we'll have a guest on, someone that we both mutually know. If it's not one person, we'll get another person. We know quite a few interesting people that love to talk and will contribute massively. This won't be an every week thing. This will be a when we can sort of a section of our friends that we've got. Some we mutually know, but obviously you've got some people that you want on. I've got a few people that I know that we can drag on. And if you've lasted this long listening to us or watching, because obviously there's the camera there, if you've watched us, then that's great. So this is obviously you'll be watching this on YouTube. Whether the initial podcast will be up right now will be another matter, but that will be our next job to do. So a big thank you for joining us on Sage's Retreat. It took us a long time to think of that name, by the way. So if you don't like it, it's tough. It's not going anywhere. And if you already own it, well, welcome.
It's ours now. It's fine.
We're having it. Yeah,
Yep.
so massive thanks for staying around and listening to us. I hope you find it half interesting.
Yep.
We will be back 100% next week. So it's a goodbye from me, Lee.
Right, and me, Nathan. All right, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you next week.
Cue music. Yep.
Yep,
That's
it's
the
done.
one. All right, thanks.